welcome to Beautiful Voices. In today's video, I want to start by inviting you to just take a deep breath right now. Just settle in. Think of the time we have together today as a gentle, safe space. Because today, we're exploring the architecture of something incredibly profound, yet often completely invisible. Today's video is designed specifically as a guide for anyone who has ever had to heal without an audience. So if you are struggling in silence right now, I just want you to know this was made with care, just for you. There is a kind of healing that no one claps for. Let that sink in for a second. No one throws a celebration when you finally manage to sleep peacefully again, right? No one notices that exact morning you wake up and find the heaviness is just a tiny fraction lighter than it was yesterday. It's a really specific, strange kind of loneliness. You're hurting deeply, doing literally the hardest work of your life, while the rest of the world just keeps spinning normally around you. But it is happening, and we're going to look at exactly how. Section 1, the weight you carry. You know, when we think of carrying a heavy burden, we usually look for some singular, catastrophic reason. But psychological heaviness rarely comes from just one dramatic event. It's usually the result of a lot of small, quiet things stacked delicately on top of each other, layer by layer, until one perfectly ordinary day, the weight just becomes way too much for one person to carry. It's that conversation you keep replaying in your head that just didn't go right. It's a goodbye that came entirely too early, or worse, a goodbye you never even got at all. And honestly, perhaps the heaviest of all, it's the quiet grief of feeling a past version of you slipping away, watching the person who used to laugh so easily or trust so openly get replaced by someone who's just fundamentally more tired and a lot more guarded. And there's this agonizing disconnect that really defines the journey. On the outside, you're still functioning. You go to work. You smile when your colleagues tell a joke. You habitually say, "I'm fine." But on the inside, the reality is entirely different. You are being rebuilt, slowly, painfully, and completely without an audience. It's so incredibly lonely being in a crowded room, yet feeling completely unseen, because nobody can see the happening right under the surface. Section 2, the myth of visible healing. Okay, we really need to dismantle a pretty toxic, unwritten expectation society has ingrained in all of us. We're taught that healing is supposed to look a certain way, visible, dramatic, and announced to the world. We think one day we should just step out and be better, almost like watching a physical bruise fade away or a cut close up. But this psychological reality is completely different. Real healing doesn't work for the cameras. It happens in the deep, quiet, unseen parts of us. It's a totally internal process that you literally cannot track on a calendar or show off in a before and after photo. So where does this crucial work actually take place? In beautifully ordinary, completely unglamorous moments. It happens while you're just standing there washing the dishes. It happens on that quiet walk home from the bus stop. It happens while you're lying wide awake at 2 a.m., staring at a ceiling that has honestly heard more of your deepest thoughts than any human being ever has. The most profound internal work happens long before it ever reaches the outside world. Section 3, what real growth looks like. I really want to reassure you that healing doesn't start with some grand, cinematic decision where you suddenly declare, "I'm fixed." It's way more delicate than that. It starts with the smallest, most most unremarkable moments. Maybe it's a quiet morning where the sun hits the window just right, and for the first time in months, you actually pause to notice it. Or maybe a stranger at the coffee shop remembers your name, and you feel that tiny spark of connection. These fragile, tiny moments act as the absolute boundary line between who you were and the depths of your pain, and who you are actively becoming. And then you eventually arrive here asking yourself, what do I do now? This question is really the gentle hinge of your entire journey. It marks the exact moment you transition from asking the agonizing question, why did this happen to me, to finding a quiet, fragile willingness to just keep existing. It's the moment you decide to take your next breath, and then the next, without needing a massive master plan for the rest of your life. Think of this process kind of like a seed planted in the earth. Healing happens in the background. For days, the soil remains totally still and unchanged. You feel like absolutely nothing is working. But over weeks, the roots are forming quietly in the absolute dark. You can't see them, but everything is preparing underneath. And finally, after months, growth breaks through the surface. So just because you cannot see the roots forming, it doesn't mean the work isn't happening. I want to speak very directly to you for a second. Please remember this. Growth on the inside almost never matches the pace of healing on the outside. And it is perfectly okay and incredibly normal if your body still carries deep exhaustion in its shoulders. It is okay if your face sometimes forgets how to just rest in the calm, or if your voice shakes mid-sentence for reasons you can't even explain. Your inside is shifting, even if the outside just hasn't caught up yet. Section 4. Healing is not linear. There are absolutely going to be days when you feel strong. And then, the very next morning, a rushing memory or a familiar smell brings everything crashing right back. In those moments, it's so easy to convince yourself that you're right back at square one, and all your hard work is just gone. But here is the crucial point. Setbacks do not mean you have failed. They mean you are human. Having a bad day or a bad week does not erase your progress. These emotional setbacks are a completely natural part of your internal architecture. You're actively learning how to sit with discomfort without desperately needing to fix it immediately. You are seen, and you are completely free from any shame about your pace. We really need to reframe how we view our progress by recognizing what I like to call quiet victories. Choosing to rest instead of forcing yourself to be productive. Allowing yourself to feel deep sadness without layering a bunch of shame on top of it. Setting a necessary boundary, even if your voice is trembling the entire time you do it. Forgiving yourself for the years you didn't know how to protect your peace. These aren't weaknesses. These are profound official victories of true growth. They are the truest kind of growth there is. The kind that happens quietly, in private, witnessed by no one but you. None of these moments are going to trend online. No one is going to hand you an award for them. But doing this hard work for yourself, without needing an audience to validate it. That's exactly why it means so incredibly much. Section 5. Permission to take time. I want to speak directly to you right now, especially if you happen to be holding back tears in a crowded room, smiling on the outside while gently mending on the inside. You are doing something incredible, and you deserve the space to do it right. So here are the things you are officially released from doing. You do not need to heal quickly. You do not need to heal in a way that makes sense to anyone else. And you absolutely do not need to ask anyone's permission to take your time. I am granting you unconditional permission right now. Let today be heavy if it needs to be heavy. And if you happen to feel a little lightness today, let yourself notice that too. You've earned it. Because healing isn't one magical moment of transformation. It's hundreds upon hundreds of small, quiet choices you make simply to keep going. One day, I promise you, you're going to look back at all these tiny, invisible decisions, washing the dishes, taking a breath, setting a boundary, and you'll realize that somewhere along the way, you healed. Not perfectly, not all at once, but truly. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take with you today. Will you give yourself permission to grow quietly, at your own pace, knowing you are not alone? Healing on the outside might take time to show, but growing on the inside has already begun. Thank you for walking through this video with me today. Remember, stories like this will always be here as a safe space for hearts that need them. Keep growing quietly. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this story touched something inside you, know that it was made with care for you. Stay with beautiful voices. We'll keep telling these stories for as long as there are hearts that need to hear them.